So, as Les mentioned, I set up Bright Ideas Trust about 8 years ago. It's a social investment fund specifically set up to invest in startup businesses. We were really privileged that through that endeavour, after raising a couple of £1 million, now starting over 240 different companies and having brilliant people like Les, who are mentors, and we are very specific about what a mentor is. Somebody who's run a business, been successful at that, and can pass on the information to the next generation. We have been able to support individuals to grow their companies. And a good example, we sold a business called Kigu. You remember the Kigu boys? Yeah, we sold their business just before the end of last year. They started with £1,500 importing fancy dress costumes, and they sold their business for just under £1 million after fighting off competition from like the Primark and other things like that. So we are incredibly passionate around the power of business, but not just about making money, actually about making a difference to people's lives. Lots of the people we work with have not been in the position where they've ever thought about starting a business, had anybody in their whole family who's ever started an endeavour, and will be amazed at some of the ideas around this table we've been able to get off the ground because they had no idea how to do that. But by passing on information and helping and supporting them with mentorship, we've been able to help them to get to the point where they're now running successful endeavours for themselves. And one of those individuals is Derrin, and Derrin runs a number of different initiatives, but the main one I think is Richtopia. Is that correct? Now,
that's right.
Tell us about Richtopia, Derrin.
So Richtopia is a digital platform providing information for entrepreneurs so that they can improve their businesses. So we've started in 2014, and so far we've inspired over 1 million readers. There's lots of different categories. So there's companies, there's marketing, there's women leaders, there's leaders in general, 40 writers, so from people who write about investing to all these different categories. And the guidelines are that writers have to have at least 10,000 hours of experience in the category that they're writing on.
So everyone would have heard the old adage about 10,000 hours makes you an expert, etc. But I think Derrin is being incredibly modest. His online magazine now has in excess of 250,000 unique followers, and he communicates messages out on a daily basis specifically about enterprise. So Derrin's inspiration around this, and correct me if I'm wrong, was all about empowering people through information about how they amplify their business successes. Would that be correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and so in that journey of starting in 2014, from going from start to getting 250,000 people following you and having conversations and 40 writers, how do you do that? Where do you begin? Where did you begin in that journey?
Because I always had the business plan from the get-go. I knew exactly what I was going to do and how it was going to go. Originally, I didn't expect to have that many followers, so I expected a lot less. But I just kept on pumping out quality content after quality content, and the team started growing, and then the readers started growing, and just stayed consistent.
Every single person you work with is dotted around the world. Where are some of your team? Where are they based?
Yep, there's people from Australia, London, Tokyo, Turkey, the United States, all over. New Zealand, yep.
If you were to give an explanation of what it is to growth hack in today's environment, what would you say? And can you give an example of somebody who might have done that?
Yeah, sure. It's a means of marketing, but it's non-traditional means of marketing. So you're coming up with your original ideas and marketing in that way. So for example, the founder of Pinterest.com, I don't know if any of you have heard of Pinterest.com.
Before, yeah.
So when he first started, he used to go to the Apple store every morning, and he used to go on every single device one by one, and he used to put Pinterest.com on all of their browsers, and he did that for over a year. So yeah, that's one of the techniques of growth hacking. It doesn't cost you anything. So yeah.
But we laugh, but I know an awful lot of people who write books who will go to the bookstore, and all of a sudden their book will be in the #1 spot on the list when it was actually nowhere in the list in the first place.
Yeah.
This is just the modern day version, you say.
Yeah.
Many of the individuals in here may not want to go down to the Apple store and change it to their logo. If you get arrested, we didn't give anybody advice to do that, okay? That's completely up to you. Where are some of the campaigns that you've promoted via Richtopia and other platforms? Where have they appeared? What kind of magazines or news outlets have they appeared on?
One of the campaigns we was doing is the top 100 British entrepreneurs. Richard Branson was already, and he was inspired by the story, so he wrote about it as well on his blog. and then it started going viral.
Richtopia is the business that you've grown to that particular size now. We've just started a business called Marketing Runners around focus and target on that. Do you want to talk about a client that we've worked with in terms of recently and doing some stuff?
Sure. So recently we've worked with the Black Farmer and we've done his website.
Appreciation for Tim and Derek, please. Thank you.